second time. First time, well, Josh didn't put the tape in the machine. No, just kidding. Anyway, all right, you guys, this is a little training exercise that we're going to show you. This is Josh Robbins. He's from Bountiful, former player of mine. Played with me for 5 or 6 years, and he last year got a scholarship to the University of Portland, plays for Clive Charles, who's one of the top coaches in the United States, and also plays for one of the top programs. And while he was up there, one of his teammates, Connor Casey, who's on the under-23 national team, he'll be playing in the Olympics in Sydney, showed him some exercises that he came up with to work on his touch and control. And since Josh is leaving soon, he was kind enough to come down and let me videotape this, because we all know that I sure as hell can't demonstrate this. So Josh will do it for us tonight, and it's kind of a progression thing. And basically, you start with initially with juggling. And since this is our second time around, one thing I do know is that Josh, that we want to make sure you get set a number for yourself. And the first number we're going to set is going to be 50 juggles, alternating feet. And the key here is the alternating feet and using the same spot on the foot. And we'll explain that as we go. So Josh will do the first thing, and we'll go from there. Josh is only going to do about 15 or 20 though, or more. Okay. We don't know how many you just did there because we can't count. We only play so. The next one we're going to do, I'll let Josh explain, and it goes like this.
Okay, you alternate feet with your size of your feet, and it's going to bounce once between each foot.
Go ahead again.
One more time.
We'll go one more. Okay, and that's the second one. Now, Josh, and when he first started doing it, he and Connor, that I guess they'll do 15 or 20 of these after they've done the juggling. So this is the second part. Probably a reasonable goal for you guys is probably 10. 10 would be a good reasonable goal for you guys, and that's number 2. The third one goes as follows.
Here it's that same feet, but you're going to want to use your laces, and you can bring it back closer, as far away from the wall as you want.
And that's the second one, and again, you have to set a number, and 15 or 20 is what these guys try to do. And then, so you'll be done with that one, and then you'll go on to number 3. And the third one is, I'll let Josh explain, and then we'll take it from after that.
Okay, this one just the same as number 2, except it doesn't hit the ground at all. You want to use it inside your feet again. This one gets a little more difficult, so I might mess up each time.
Now that one there is obviously the difficulty level increases substantially, but again, before moving on, you don't want to move on to the next one until you get 10, right? We'll set 10 as the original goal. So that's the next one. And one thing about this, and as Josh is mentioning, you can vary the distance depending on what you're comfortable with. And we came in this area because it's a flat ground, it's hard, and the cement wall, because you get a truer bounce. It would be quite difficult to do this off of grass or that, because you wouldn't get a true bounce. And one of the things that's important here is that you don't go and say, well, it's okay that I took this one off of my laces, even though I'm supposed to be using the sides of my feet. So consistency is critical, right, Josh? Right. Okay, so the next one?
Okay, the next one, that's the same thing, you just want to use your laces.
in this one, we have one more or two more? Two more. And we're going to pause for just a second. Track here. So Josh has done the one just off with the laces. Now these last two are definitely the most difficult. And these again, I'll let Josh explain, and then after we get done here, I'll give it a try, and we can all get a good laugh.
Okay, this one, balls will touch the ground again. You're gonna come off the wall, you're gonna trap it with one side, and kick it with the other foot. It's gonna hit the wall, you're gonna want to trap it with the same leg that you kick with. So I'll show you.
Oh, that's good. Okay, in that one, obviously the difficulty level is increased dramatically, and so you'll do that one. And again, Josh made a comment that he had to play the ball a little bit higher because obviously if it's down too low, you can't take it off the side. So, and then the last one is what?
That same thing, except for instead of trapping with your side, you're trapping with your foot. So, you know, I take your shoes just going there.
One more. Excellent. Okay, so that's there's 7 of them, and again, I just want to clarify a few things. How long have you been doing it?
Started maybe in February or March.
Okay, February, March of this last year, and probably has done it, you know, I don't know, 100 times, probably 100 times, and obviously still it's one of those things you have to get warmed up. But the one thing that Josh was mentioning is that he and Connor, before their practices and games, will do this. And what do you think that helps you the most with?
Confidence in your first touch when you see the ball. Stop for everyone.
Right, and the big difference between this and normal juggling is that when you're normally just juggling the ball like this, the ball's dropping like this, where the ball now is coming to you like it would normally in a game, and obviously different heights, controlling it with different parts of your body, and it's much more game realistic. By the way, as an FYI, the guy that showed Josh is Connor. Again, as I mentioned, is playing in the Olympics. You'll be able to see him playing as with the under-23 national team as a forward, and he played against Josh when we were together, our club team. He played for a team from Colorado, and his name is Connor Casey. And so if you watch any of the Olympic games to see him, you'll know where this came from. Anyway, I think the second run, Josh, is as good as the first one, and we'll go over it together as a team. So I want to thank you, Josh, for coming. Josh is a great player, you guys. Some of you guys at some point may be as good as Josh, so that's what we look forward to. Anyway, I appreciate it, and I guess go Pilot Soccer. Thank you.